Today I'm going to tell the story about the time I had a knife pulled on me. So this was the summer going into freshman year of high school. And what year was that? I think this is 2017. This would be 2017. Yeah. 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21. Yeah. It'd be 17. 2017. Okay. And this is like August, right before we're getting ready to go back to school. I think it was like late August. And me and a bunch of buddies. Buddy, you've seen on this channel. Actually, you've seen, I think, two of them. I think Riley and Tommy were both there. I know Riley was. I'm pretty positive Tommy was there. Yeah. So, we all meet at our buddy's house. There's like maybe 10 of us. And there used to be this rope swing by their houses. I kind of lived like a little bit outside of like the main town that they lived in. I lived like in the next town over. But so we met at this town, and there was this rope swing by the creek. And so we all like met at our buddy's house, hung out for a little bit. We're like, let's go to the rope swing and swing into the creek. I'm like, okay. I mean, and it's a known rope swing. Kids from all other schools and that meet down there. So when we go down there, and we're swinging for maybe half an hour, and we see these other kids come down. And like I said before, this is like a pretty known rope swing that kids come down to. So it's nothing out of the ordinary to see other people there. And we were 13, 14 at the time. These kids were probably 17, 18. And they come down. There's like 4 of them. There's like maybe 10 of us. And they kind of come down, walk past us, and they go in the woods a little bit. And we just, don't think anything of it. We just start swinging. And then these 2 kids appear. And they're asking me, what's your name? And like my parents always like kind of raised me, you just don't tell strangers your name. It's like not that important, I don't know if that's like the right thing to do, but that's just how they were growing up. You just didn't. They grew up on the east side of Buffalo, and that was like not a thing. If you just like didn't know them, and people were like, what the fuck? Like this kid was like, what's your name? I'm like, it don't matter what my name is. I'm like, do we go to school together? And he's like, I asked you what your name was. And I'm like, it really doesn't matter. I'm like, do you know me? And he's like, no. And I'm like, right. And I don't know you. So I'm like, it does not matter what my fucking name is. Then he like calls me some shit. And I'm like, dude. I'm like, did we go to the same school? He's like, no. I'm like, exactly. I'm like, so it really doesn't matter what my fucking name is, dude. And so then he's like, just being a fucking dick. Whatever. We keep like kind of swinging. And he disappears back into the woods with his buddies. And after maybe 10, 15 minutes, we decide, fuck it. We're just going to go back to our buddy's house. We're like, these kids are fucking losers. And then we start walking down this trail. And there's like all these like, it almost looks like bamboo. It's like those big bamboo like stalk looking things. But it's not bamboo because it's New York State. We don't, I don't know, whatever it's called. And there's like a tunnel of it. So we're walking through this tunnel of it. And we hear them kids. We're maybe 30 yards from them now. This kid's yell, kid in the blue shorts, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. And I look down, and I'm wearing blue shorts. And I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, whatever. So we just keep walking. I'm like, there's 10 of us. So what's the worst that's going to happen? Well, we get up to the road, and we're like, all right, let's get going. And my buddy's like, I got to, tie my shoes. And I'm like, bro, fuck your shoes. I'm like, can we just, like, let's go? So he's bending down, tying his shoes. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I'm like, hurry up. And because it's not a far distance, we're maybe 100 yards from now. Well, they close that distance extremely fast. And as they close the distance, I'm looking, so the creek's like down because it's there's a bridge. The road is a bridge. So we're like up on the bridge and we could see like kind of down and it kind of snakes up and comes up. And I see him pop out of that bamboo looking shit. And this dude has a karambit knife. If you know anything about a karambit, like if you play CSGO, you know what a karambit is. It comes like kind of out the side here. So you hold it, you put your thumb or your finger, your index finger in the hole, hold it, and it kind of comes out the back, the side. So I'm looking down, like, oh, fuck. I'm like, dude has a knife. And he comes up and he gets like, my buddy's still fucking tying his shoes and fucking with his bike. I'm like, dude, let's fucking go, dude. So he comes up, dude, and he's like, want to have a knife fight? And now he's like, I don't know, 5 feet from me. He's like standing right in front of me. I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, I don't want to have a fucking knife fight. well, I'm like, okay, so there's a ton of us, and my one friend had a bat. Conveniently had a bat. He's a littler kid, and I'm not a huge kid, but he's definitely a littler kid. So I like turned to see, kind of like, oh fuck, like is anybody with me anymore? I'm like, this might have to like go down. I'm like, this is getting fucking sketchy. Well, I turn, and everybody's gone. I go like this, and I look down the bridge, and everybody's hauling ass down the bridge, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I took that as my cue to get the fuck out of there, and I took off and ran down the bridge. And he's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I don't have a name. I'm fucking adopted. That was like my comeback that I was. I don't have a name. I'm fucking adopted. As if adopted kids don't have a name. They certainly do, and I want to clarify, I'm not adopted. So we run, and we get like across the bridge to this other landing for the creek. And we get over there, and we're like, holy fuck. I'm like, dude, that kid fucking pulled a knife. And I'm like, said to my one buddy, I'm like, dude, you had the bat. Why didn't you fucking swing the bat at this kid? And he said, you would have caught the bat. That was his defense, was he would have caught the bat and taken the bat from me. And then at some point throughout it, a kid called the cops. So I'm like, okay. So we just sat there and waited for the cops. I don't know, like, necessarily why we called the cops, because like the cops obviously didn't do shit about it. So, but at some point, somebody called the cops, and I get word that the cops are coming, and I know my one friend has a backpack full of knives and shit. And I'm like, dude, throw that backpack behind the barn. I'm like, there was like this little old rundown barn. I'm like, throw that behind the barn, get rid of that. I'm like, because if you just called the cops and said, kids pulled a knife on us, and then they come and they want to search us or anything, and then find your backpack full of knives and you're holding a bat in that, they're going to be like, so you started it? And it's like, no, genuinely didn't start it. Nothing happened. Like, we didn't pull any knives. It would look bad on us. So we hid the backpack. The cops came. They literally like didn't do anything. They showed up. It was like 40 minutes later, and they're like, "Oh, okay, yep. Where'd he go?" We're like, "Oh, he ran away over that way up the street." And he's like, "Okay, yep. We'll look out for him." And nothing ever came of it until a week later. My sister was waitressing, and I don't know how, like, because I kind of described the kid. This kid had like a big, like, curly-haired afro, like he just had big curly hair, and I described him, and it wasn't like it was like a little less than a week later, my sister was waitressing and snapped a picture of this kid eating at the restaurant, and it was the kid. I'm like, there's no fucking way, bro. There's no way. I'm like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's my story. We ended up going back to my buddy's house, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I'm like, I'm set for the day. So I went home, and a bunch of them went back down to the creek, and I'm pretty sure that's the same day Tommy broke his leg, so I wish I would have went back down to the creek. Shout out Tommy if you're watching this shit. You definitely snapped your shit, bro, and I really wish I would have been there to see that. All right, you guys know the drill. I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.